Hi, my friends. Guess what? I watched a video that I made yesterday, and I do two things. I say a lot, and I say like a lot. Sheesh. That's right. I'm gonna try to do better. There it is. So I started testosterone injections. I give myself 2 little tiny lines once a week, somewhere in one of my muscles, and I thought it was gonna hurt, and I was scared. I was so scared to give it to myself the first time. Oh my gosh, I had to work myself up to it, and it barely hurt. It's just like getting past the skin barrier, and you don't even feel it, and it's so tiny, you barely feel it, and it went in really easily, and so yeah, that's cool. Okay, so you're probably wondering if I want to change my, whatever you call them, pronouns. The answer is no. I'm going to stay with Lacey as my name, and I'm cool with she. And I'm also okay with whatever else anybody calls me. But I just, I'm comfortable with the amount of femininity that I have. I'm just a little, I'm still learning about myself and figuring out on like a daily basis, like, oh, I think this is kind of what's going on with me. I think I just really want a beard. And there's other things that I want too, but the beard is really like my main motivation. I've been dreaming, had some transgender dreams in the last few years, and recently I had a dream about making out with a really sexy girl who had a lot of facial hair, and it was so incredibly attractive, and like I knew it was a female, but she had a beard, and I was so into it that I woke up and was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I'm doing it, and it's happening, and I've done 3 injections so far, so 3 weeks, 2 full weeks in. And right when I started, my female cycle was at the point where I'm like a week before I start my period, which PMS for me is very typical. I get bloated, I get emotional, I don't know what's going on. I've actually enjoyed the process and appreciated the cycle, and so I'm a little nervous to let that go. But all in the name of exploration. So my PMS was like, I was really emotional this time, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the testosterone, or sometimes like some of my periods are heavier, and along with that my emotions are heavier, but this time it was like I was feeling a great amount of heaviness on my heart, and honestly everything in my life was going really peaceful at this point in time, and so I was like, maybe I just like don't have anything to cry about. I need to cry about something, but so I turned on TV for some company noise, and I was house sitting at a friend's house, and I'm like, okay, I don't really watch TV anymore, and I tried some shows, and they were all like just like too dramatic, too much, too fake, why would you do that to yourself, Turn on the animal documentary, right? Like, that's gotta be nice. I love animals. Baby animals, yes, cute. That sounds wonderful. No, it was not. Don't watch the baby animal documentary. It is the most drama. I cried so hard when they almost lost the baby elephant down the river. I couldn't handle it. It was so heart-wrenching that even though the elephants band together and got the baby across the river instead of it floating away, I couldn't handle the possibility that the baby almost was lost. I was crying for like a long, hard time about it. What is going on on with me. It was so strange. It was a really strange experience. And I haven't really experienced emotions on that level. And so the only thing I do is like blame testosterone because it's the only thing that's changed. I wasn't expecting that. A lot of the information out there tells you that two main things. One, that emotionally a lot of trans males feel angry, like feel a lot of anger while they're going through the puberty process. And I am prone to anger and rage outbursts, and so I just assumed that was gonna be the way it was going. Maybe it will, but for now it's the opposite. Now I'm like more crying. I think because for me I'm feeling and I'm getting to witness the like puberty at the adult awareness mindset that I have now around like body awareness and health and self-care, and I'm not afraid of my body's changes. I'm curious. I'm like, hey, what's going on down there? Like, okay, things are feeling a little different. What's happening? Which was not my experience as a teenager going through puberty. I was very afraid of my body, very afraid to touch it, look it. Didn't like my boobs growing in. Hated that. Worst day ever when that started. Yeah. How do I feel about my boobs now? I actually kind of wish they weren't. I like them. And I don't. I go back to both. I like them for the female uses, and I really want pecs. I look at myself in the mirror all the time and I'm like imagining pecs. I don't know that I'll ever do a top surgery because they never look right. I can't ever like be a boy, but I just want to feel more masculine. And I'm looking forward to a deeper voice. Every time I listen to myself on these videos, I'm surprised because I have like a higher pitched voice than I think than inside my head. It sounds so deep and I want it to sound deeper, and so I'm excited for that. And then my muscles are gonna get bigger. Here's muscle at month 1. Not just with testosterone. I'm gonna work out, try. I try to go to the gym sometimes. I have a membership. It's good for me. It feels good. I love it when I do it. I'm just find that I'm such a workaholic and I like hanging out with my friends that I go to the gym like 3 times a week. I'd like to go, like, the people that like get really muscly, I think they probably go like twice a day. I don't have that much gumption. I've got artwork to do and other things. And I do a lot of lifting at Albertsons. When I work overnight, all I'm doing is moving boxes. And so I like try to like engage my biceps. I mean, that's all anybody really wants anyways. I guess abs would be cool. Okay, so, right, going on testosterone. Other life things that are happening. I have made plans to travel for the winter because as much as I love Boise and being around my peeps here, winter is miserable. Mainly because I can't ride my bike. I love riding my bike. I want to ride my bike every single day, and also if it's like the weather where I can ride my bike, it's also weather that I can paint in. And I also want to paint every day, or not every day, but a lot. And a lot of murals are like outside, so it just makes sense for me to migrate for the winter. So I'm looking forward to that. I bought a ticket to make sure that this happened. I bought a concert ticket to my favorite band, AWOL Nation, October 6th in Salt Lake City. Yep, that's going on, and which is great. I've been wanting to see my family in Salt Lake, and it's hard for me to have motivation to like rip myself away from my life, and just like spending that much money to go down there just to turn around and come back. I just can't justify it. I wanted to keep going, so I made this plan to keep going. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to land, but I think I'm gonna try to like spend some time around Austin, Texas. There's just something calling me there. However, there's not an Albertsons there, so I can't like live there. But I can like transfer to an Albertsons. It's like an hour from there, and then, you know, see what happens. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thanks for listening, and yeah, going on this journey of change, which is interesting because we're all going through this transformation time. Mine's like quite literal. It's weird. And the astrologists are like, it is a time of transformation, great transformation for the next 6 months. I'm all, yeah, tell me about it. Here we go. Woohoo! Okie dokie. That's wiggly. Bye, folks.